उमापति महादेव की जय, सर्वदेवी देवता की जय, सकल पंच की जय, जय सीताराम. Dear devotees, once more on behalf of the Mandiram, most cordial and special welcome. We are blessed once more as customary to be here on a Thursday evening to join in Satsangh with our main text being the Shri Garuda Purana. All again by the great mercy of Bhagavan Shankar and our good karmas. A special welcome again to all who normally join with us on our Facebook page and on YouTube streaming live. My members of the Sanagar Hindu Youth Group from the Sanagar Hindu Temple offer the Sanatan Dharma Maha Sabha of Ojo Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies, a most cordial and special welcome. Blessed tonight with this most divine privilege afforded to us, Lord Shiva stresses it cannot happen until His mercy is showered on our good karmas come together. So taking that in mind, we consider ourselves wholly blessed. Having had puja, we have had kirtan, we join in Bhagavan's katha. So let us at this time sit upright, clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our head. And keep our focus on Bhagavan Vishnu as we are reading Garuda Purana. And the best outlook you could get of the Lord, He has a dark hue complexion, a beautiful crown upon His head, with 4 arms, and one the Sangh, the other the chakra, the 30 gada. The 4th devotee is a lotus flower, and a beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garland the Lord. In Shiv Samudya, Bhagavan resides on that eternal serpent, Shesha, whilst Lakshmi is massaging His feet, and all the devatas are surrounded the Lord, and they are offering praises unto Thee. Hey Prabhu, in same like manner we mentally bow upon those feet, craving of You to bless us once more with Thy divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But Lord, we crave the greatest of boons that anyone can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion or bhakti to You. As we keep our focus on those feet, we rever the various divinities as customary, beginning with Sri Ganesh. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatiyai Namaha, Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante, Param Pradhanam Purushanta Thaniye, Vishwar Gate Karanam Ishwaram, Tasmai Namo Vigana Vinashanaya. Vinadare Vipulamangaladane Shile Bhaktarti Nashini Viranchi Harisha Vande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahe Vidya Pradayani Saraswati Naumi Nityam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulang Yate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tatulyam Shri Ramanam Varanane. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha. Hari Om. He Ramang Purushottama Narhare Narayan Keshava Govinda Garuda Rvaja Gunani De Damodara Madhava. हे कृष्णा कमलापते यदुपति सीतापते श्रीपते वैकुंठाधिपते चराचरपते लक्ष्मीपते पाहि मम नीलांबुज श्यामल कोमलांगम सीता समर्पित वाम भागम पानो महाशायक चारु चापम नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो
भगवते
वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्ण वंदे जगद्गुरु। नमा विज्ञान रूपाय परमानंद रूपिणे कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय गोविंदाय
नमो नमः।
ओम कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय
गोविंदाय नमो नमः।
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदीताय कृष्णाय
गोविंदाय नमो नमः।
यम ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदै सांपर क्रमुपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिता तर्कते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाविदु सुरासुरगन्धेवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम नागेन्द्रहराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः
शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोस्तुते। नमस्तुते व्यास विशाल बुधे पुरारविंद्र यतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तल्य पूर्ण प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानं प्रदीपः। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मोर सुभान वरनो और रघुवर
हिमालय
ओ जोदायक फल बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु हर कलेश विकार सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय। नाथ मम संकट हरो हरे। बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। We beg the divine goddess Saraswati as we praise her boons upon us. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata। Jai 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 Shri
सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रामा राधिका माँ। जय 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 को दूजे सरस्वती माँ कीजे मैं विनवती न देवा को जो यह श्री चला कीजे मैं विनवती न देवा को जो यह श्री चला जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
चौथे मैं विनवा पंच सभी को ज्ञान तुझे उलधाम श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी अवसागर पार करा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी अवसागर पार करा जय जय जय
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ जय जय
जय
श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय
जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता और शक्ति सरस्वती देवी माता की जय. Praise again be to our noble pathway of life that we follow Sanatan Dharam. So much activities to be involved in. One is fully occupied from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. Okay? We are in the month of Shravan, which is one of the most auspicious months in the Hindu calendar. This month is favorable for worship on the Mondays to Lord Shiva. Shravan month was the month when devotees Gaukaran organized back the Bhagavad. When they did the first Bhagavad and the Parashad or the attendance of Lord Vishnu came down on earth and took up Dhundukari and carried up to the heavens, he said, "Not have fear. All of us listen to the Bhagavad. How you could carry here alone?" It was explained to them the type of attention and focus and sacrifice that he made. You still have to make that. And so Gaukaran had organized back that Bhagavad in the month of Shravan. That's when he kept it the last time. And at the end of it, everybody from that place got moksha, oneness with God. So this is the most auspicious month in the Hindu calendar. And especially Mondays devoted to Lord Shiva himself. We also have on the full moon of this month, which is called the Raksha Bandhan, and the very important day, the Thursday, 27th, I think, right, of August. Okay? We also have over here again this month from the 14th, next week, Friday night. It will start the 14th to the 23rd. So much activities. After that, devotees, we have again. Coming on will be the Pitrapaksh period, worship to the ancestors. Now Ratri period, worship to the Devis. Ram Leela from the 16th of October to the 26th of October. You have Kartik Snan, Diwali. You have so much activities to be involved in. And so rich is this culture that we have, which our forefathers handed to us. It is worth making every sacrifice to preserve it. And when you get on board with it, you get to realize what really is true happiness. So praise be to Sanatan Dharam. कहो एक बार ही मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो
कहूँ एक बार हे मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो
सनातन धर्म है सच्चा जो गाया जिसको वेदों ने
सनातन धर्म है सच्चा जो गाया जिसको वेदों ने
लगाओ मन इसी में तुम सनातन
धर्म की जय हो
सनातन धर्म
धर्म की जय हो
सनातन धर्म
की जय हो
प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. We join in bhajan, praising the Lord, but also begging His mercy. And what it shows us, you see, when we sit to pray, or you stand, or however the posture you may put yourself in, you don't go before your altar and tell God, "It ain't nobody better than you. And nobody could pray better than you, and nobody no better prayers than you," and all them things and so on. With ego, you have to conquer and strip yourself of ego. That abhiman, that you are the best. No. And you know everything, and you could do everything, and whatsoever. No. You know how the Ramayana describes us devotees? This earth is the stage, and we are just like Ernie and Bert on Sesame Street on the stage of the earth. The master controller is the Lord up there, and how he plays with the strings, so we dance to the music up there. Jaisa nach nachi, vaisa kach kachi. And so we duck our chest that I am man. I could do and I this and I that and I that. No. Always remember there's that super force up there. For man does propose and the Lord does dispose. So when you pray, and this is a nice song of Pratna, begging the Lord. Sharan mein aaye, hai hum tumhare, दया करो ये दयालु भगवान शरण में
आए है हम तुम्हारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवान
तुम्हारे दर्श को हम है भिखारी दया करो ये दयालु भगवान संभालो बिगड़ी
दशा हमारी दया करो ये दयालु भगवान
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति तुम्हारे दर्श को है हम भिखारी दया करो ये दयालु भगवान शरण में आए
है हम तुम्हारी
दया करो ये
दयालु भगवान
ओ संभालो बिगड़ी
दशा
दशा
हमारी
दया करो ये
दयालु भगवान
जो तुम्हारे स्वामी तो हम है सेवक, जो तो पिता को, तो हम है बालक।
जो तुम स्वामी तो हम सेवक,
जो तुम है स्वामी तो हम है सेवक, जो तो पिता हो
तो हम है बालक,
जो तुम है ठाकुर हम है
पुजेरी।
और दया करो हे
दयालु भगवान,
शरण में आए,
है हम तुम्हारी
दया करो हे
दयालु भगवान।
संभालो बिगड़ी
दशा हमारी,
दया करो हे
दयालु भगवान।
दया करो हे
दयालु भगवान,
ओ दया करो हे दयालु
भगवान।
विष्णु भगवान की जय. Three nice words to remember at the end when you are praying. Hey Prabhu, O Lord, daya karo, have mercy upon me. Kshama karo, forgive me, Lord, for wrongs. We are human beings, we are prone to making mistakes and all these things and so on. That's why we have to keep asking forgiveness all the time. Daya is to have mercy. Kshama is to forgive. And Raksha Karo is to save you, guide you, and protect you. Three beautiful words to use. Hey Prabhu, O Lord, Daya Karo, Kshama Karo, Raksha Karo. Bolo Siddhi Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. So tonight, devotees, we continue with Katha as we take a dip once more in the Siddhi Garuda Purana. Bhagavan Vishnu devotee is explaining to Garuda Ji that we can get this knowledge of this great text. And he explained again that people who have done good in past karmas and so on, good will bring good, bad can bring good. And that is how births take place. Doing good karmas, you're born back in a good home to continue that process of reincarnation to bring karmas to an end where you can merge in oneness with God. You see what has happened, eh? You don't come in satsang by guess, you know. You don't have a love for satsang by guess, you know. That is bridged from your past life. You were in it in your past life. Okay? And death suddenly approach and you have to drop the body. Okay? You get born back here now because of the greatness of satsang. And you will notice when the time is right, sometimes you have to beat out certain karmas and all that thing first and so on. But when the time reaches, you just find an itching in your heart for satsang. Your mind will just have to gravitate towards it. You want to be in it, you want to be involved. That's where the bridging takes place from past birth to this one. And you continue with it. We might not achieve perfection. We fall and we die. It don't go unwasted. You'll be reborn again, and you get born back in a home where there will be satsang, or people involved in it, that you could continue now building on that until the time of perfection will take place. It don't happen by guess or coincidence. Everything is a karmic situation. He says such a person, devotees, born back into this world, and devotees, he comes out pure. And all before again, the Lord explained there, in order to have good children, the constellation that you're born in, the star that you're born in, the time a mother conceives a child, all these things will either make or break. And that's why it's not just haphazardly say, you have to plan, you have to have the Lord's guidance. For when you want to bring a child into this world, like a sun, it must be like the sun up there to bring light to the world. Not a sun to comet, to be like a comet or a graha like Rahu and Ketu, putting pressure on people. No. No. That person must be of a positive nature. So, by the blessings of the Lord, is going to happen. So here devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu continued to explain to Garuda Ji that this human body, devotees, you have to, you have to care for it. I remember one old person was saying, you have to care for this body. And he mentioned it to me like an eggshell. Our eggshell is so brittle and so, easy to mash up. And you have to care for that without breaking up, so you have to care for this body. And you know why? Because you don't get the body by guess. Remember, whilst we have it, lower creatures begging for it and they can't get it. Right? So we have to keep this body healthy, on the go, energetic, so that we can live devotees a long life, free from diseases and sicknesses and so on that afflict this body and cause you to begin to break down. So health is, I tell you that, Dr. Dadukram did puja the other day, he tell you on Jagriti, your health is your wealth, ain't it? But you have to start. You see, when you're young, it doesn't care because you don't get sick fast, And when you start to get old, it's come out on you. It start to take its toll on you then. So you're really supposed to, as best as you can, protect this body to maintain good health. Remember, to be spiritually fit, you have to be physically fit. Right? Mentally fit, the same thing. And when it's that best time, when you are healthy with this body. You're telling a sick man who has pain in his body, by close your eyes and meditate on the Lord and pain, killing him on the side of the base here. He want to Panadol or some strong Motrin or something to help him there. You tell him to meditate. He can't because you're uneasy. Right? You're uneasy. So caring for this body is so very important. So Vishnu Bhagavan says, Hey Prabhu, Narayanaye bhakti kevalam charan kamalebhyo namo namam idana ko nardehasya srinu ko rupa haryom druyam ko khaga haryom ki byaha hari kamekang cha ko dvitiyang ko parmarthikam haryom tisra ko koto koti dharam koti cha ko haryom romani ko vyavaharike Hari Om Sapta Lakshanani ko Kesha ko, Hari Om Surya Kha ko, Prokta Yuko ko Bisatite, Siri Dwarati ko, Hari Om Shadanan Sa, Prokta ko Samanya ko Dvi ko Navanata Sutta, Ma Sanko Palako Sahasam, Tu Rakta Pal Shatanko Samritatam, Siri Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai Kalyan. So the Lord was explaining how this body is made up. Today you learn biology and science and medicine and all these things and so on. But look how long the scriptures were written and documented by Sri Ved Vyas Ji, and Ved Vyas had all the knowledge of this. Right? All the knowledge of the makeup of this body, devotees. They have a film called In the Womb, how the fetus is growing in the womb. And Bhagavad explained that in full detail. Full detail, devotees. Right? They tell you about devotees, the issue of the apertures, the upper and the lower, that's the openings in the body. How when you eat food, which the food is split devotees, separating the water from the solid. Other issues come in there to absorb devotees the nutrients for the health of the body, whilst others take it along the passageway as waste to be excreted again. Could you imagine all this is Bhagwan Vishnu explaining to Garuda Ji? So he said, Garuda, in this body itself, right, they have issues where this body becomes unclean in certain ways and so on. What are they? Let me explain to you. Hari Om Bhagavan Bhakti Kevalam Usako Rasmiko Byanko Kubanu Sabako Hari Om Sharir Meko Jo Jata Hai Tatha ko Barahadwar Seko Anako Malako ko Baraha Nikalo Ki He Rasate Hai. He said, Garuji, listen carefully as I tell you. You see the eyes, the ears, the nostril, the tongue, the teeth, the navel, your nails, the anus, the generative parts or the private parts as we may call it, the organs, this body, the head, the trunk, the hair are called unclean places in this body. Right? That's why we have to be cleansed, cleaning them all the time to stay healthy. Now, a person is supposed to bathe every morning when you get up. Right? Let me look at how you are going to go that. The best time to get up is before sunrise. Okay? And after you cleanse yourself and so on, you're supposed to take a bath. Why is it necessary to take a bath when you get up? You see, when you go to sleep in the night, you enter in the state of dream. In dream, the subconscious takes over this body and the body is left as dead. And so, devotees, anything that is dead is unclean. Right? One fellow went to sleep, and when he get up, he find the bed somewhere else. Happening around Lila. Right? Ask Mukesh, she will tell you. Right? He doesn't know what's going on because the body is left as dead. And anything dead is unclean. So the first thing is, when you have these things are wrong, they'll be unclean. Anything that is dead. So when you take that bath, you cleanse this body once more. Then you do the devotion and so on. And by cleansing the body, these various parts that are spoken about, you will be cleaning them. Okay? You must clean your nails because long nails will harbor, what you call it, bacteria and all them things and dirty things inside it and so on. Right? Now, a long time ago, a lady, if she could knit flower, she doesn't have no long nail on the right hand. But now yourself, you have to put it on too. Artificial nails. So you know who can knit flower and who can't knit. But if you have long nails, all right, as a style, you have to clean them. Right? Where excretion of this body takes place, those places are unclean. The head, the sweat. You have to clean that. The eyes, cold will come. Wax will develop in the ears. Phlegm, or the form of cold, will be in your nose. You have to clean them. The private organs, the anus, all these, you have to clean them, devotees. And that is why the teeth, devotees, you have to brush your teeth. Scrape your tongue. Your tongue, dirtiness does gather on it. You have to. So all these are important issues where it tells you that they're very unclean places in this body, and they should be cleansed regularly. Hariom Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. I'm watching a Western, and a holy fella to throw him inside the tank to beat him. He started to cry. He said, 25 years he have on this pants and he never take it out. And they want to beat him now. Think about it, how long he have on that pants on him. Huh? One lady said, Sundays to bathe and to cook. You have to do that during the week. I'm telling you what this truth, you know. You're supposed to bathe every day. And at least this kind of weather, you want to take a bath before you go to bed too. Nothing wrong, but when you get up early in the morning, you're really supposed to take a bath. Bhagavan vatsalam mama pujitam, इस तरह के सबको वायु के आत्मा की को सतों के प्राप्त को कर अपने अपने को कर्मों में को जैसे को सूर्य की प्रकाश की प्राप्त कर सबको को जीव को हरिओम कर्मों के लगते है श्री विष्णु भगवान बोले कि हे गरुड़ मन वचन कर्म सुनो. He says thus the as devotees having derived their power again from the self, right? The power is the Atma or the soul within you. Without this Atma or the soul, everything is shut down. Anytime they shut down inside here and Bhagavan slip out in the form of the Jivatma or the soul, everything shuts down. And once it shuts down, it's going to start to, how you call it, disintegrate. That's when you say the person has died. So this can only take place whilst there is a life force in this body. So devotees, it comes from the self. The self is the Atma. and they perform their very own functions, devotees, affecting all around devotees. Like the ears have its power to hear. It's only when you hear you can analyze and see what to understand or how it is and whatsoever, and you can repeat back or respond by speaking. If you can't hear, there'll be a problem. Much less if you can't speak. You know, a lot of people, they're not dumb, but they are deaf. So if you're not hearing, you don't know what is going on. You have to learn to read lips and all these things and so on. So all these have to be cleansed from time to time, devotees. So it's important, and cleanliness is next to godliness. You know, if you look at we setting prayers and things and so on, now real flexible, you know. Long time when you're having prayers, but you have to be real particular, you know. Right? Real particular with the older people. Cleanliness of the place, cleanliness of the home, cleanliness of yourself, devotees. You know, when the, what you call it? When the issue comes, devotees of fasting and things and so on. And that children, like for instance, in school, we pick children for Ram Leela. So we tell them that you, no restrictions regarding race, religion, creed, and color, and so on. So we say those who are getting from the school feeding program, we will ask the principal to order vegetarian food. This little boy wanted to play, but probably so wanted to eat a little meat and so on, you know. The next fella squealed on him. He come and he tell me, he says, "Sir, he eating meat and he playing Ram Leela." The fella in his own innocence said, "Sir, I did not eat the meat, I was only the sauce." No, the boy was honest, you understand? He didn't eat it, he used the sauce in it. So I had to explain to him a lot as part of it and so on, you know. And he wanted it, but he's so honest about himself. But everyone be watching one another, you know. One time a fella make a mistake and eat a cake or something, squeal on him. Every day we watching one another, who fasted properly and who, I don't know, this committee, the children, the boys, everybody is really observe that fasting seriously, eh? They must be commended for that. From the day you cut bamboo, which will be on the 6th of September, till the end of Ram Leela, which is the 31st of October, every man does be fasting in full. And they have to continue because Diwali is soon after and Kartik is soon after. Right? What you put into the body, devotees, is important. You'll hear later on how divine it is, this body, that you just have to be careful. Some people really, oh gosh, but you're eating anything you eat in. Man, you see in this time, you know. Anything could go through this mouth here, they eating that. You have to be careful what you put into this system. For this body is a divine body of Bade Bhagya Manusha Tanu power of 8,400,000. It is the highest created. Lower creatures beg for it and they cannot get it, devotees. So here again it says, these organs function by the mercy of the Lord. And just as how, when the sun comes out in the morning and brings light to the world, so to the organs come alive when that soul is within here, the Atma Paramatma. Anytime that is withdrawn, everything ceases to function. And that is where when we begin to realize there's a super force controlling. Man does propose, but the Lord does dispose. Always remember that. And if we have that understanding that there is a super force, and we again are like Ernie and Bert on Sesame Street, Jaisa Nach Nachi, Waisa Kach Kachi, how the music play up there, that is how we dance on the stage of the earth. Yet out of ego, we knock our chest that I can do this and I that and that. He says, He Garuda ji suno, मनुष्य को देह के रूप को है, शरीर के एक को, व्यवहारिक को और को दूसरा को, पारमार्थिक को, हरिओम ब्याह को हारिक को शरीर में, सारे को 3 करोड़ के, हरिओम श्री रोई को 7 लाख में को बाल, 20 नक में 32 को दांत, हरिओम. He said, listen, right? Listen to the again, the twofold nature of the body of man. This body is twofold. It has, devotees, what you call a natural, material, physical function. But it also has in it, because the body is one, the soul is another. So the body has its function, but then you have something else in this body, which is the soul. The soul has another function in this body. Right? So the body really has two issues where we should maintain. One body, but two issues in this manner. Okay? One is called Vyavharika, and the other is called Pramatika. Paramatika. These big terms, you might not be familiar with them or understand them. We had Vyavaharika and Paramatika. And it says here, the Vyavaharik, which is this physical body, right? That when you watch it in the mirror, you're seeing you, this physical body. He says there are 35 million hairs on the body. On this human body, there are 35 million hairs all over. If you doubt it, check it and see. Look at the kind of statistics that are documented in the scripture. On this human body, there are 35 million hairs, devotees, all over. Right? Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. सारे को 3 करोड़ की रोए, right, on this body. You have 700,000 here on the head. On the head, 700,000 here. Well, I mean, that ain't gonna apply for a bald head fella. And that fella is full here, right? You know, you marvel at the kind of statistics that you get here. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. And the body has 20 nails. You have 10 here and 10 down there. But I know people with 22, They have extra thumb or extra little finger, you know. But these are rare cases and so on. But 20 nails normally here. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Bhama Pujitam. Hari Om, 1000 को पल को 4 हुआ, 1000 को तोला को मास में को पर की होता है. And there are 32 teeth in the mouth. Bhagwan Vishnu telling Garuda that there are, in this human body, there are 32 teeth. 16 upper, 16 lower. And that's true. But look at where this knowledge is coming from. Not a medical book, you know. Not a scientific research, from the scriptures. There's discussion between Lord Vishnu and Garuda himself. What he says again, Hari Om, Dina Dayalunata Bhagavan Vatsalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Namam. 1000 को पल को 4000 को तोला, माँ 100 पल को 400 तोला है. रुधिर को हरिओम 10 पल, 40 को सोहा, हरिओम को भेद को 70 पल, 200 को हरिओम 80 को तोला. हरिओम श्री त्वच को 12 को पल में, हरिओम श्री 48 को तोला है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Now the pearl is a measurement of weight, Hindu measurement of weight. It says it's a little more than an ounce. Okay? Well, we deal grams and so on now, right? Milligrams and so on. But remember how much is an ounce? Okay? A pearl, or the unit of measurement in Hindi pertaining to weight, is a little more than an ounce. And here it explains that there are the flesh itself, it said, that make up this body is approximately 1,000 pearls, ounces. All right? The blood, devotees, it says here 100 approximately ounces then, or the pearl. The fat, devotees, approximately again 10. The skin 7. right? And devotees, the marrow itself, 12. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, and the great blood itself, 3 palas, which means 3 ounces, approximately again. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार को 3 पल के 12 तोला को, महारक्त को 2, कुडव को 24 को, मूर्ति धातु 1 कुडल में, 12 को मूर्ति को, रक्त को आदि संपूर्ण में देह है। हरिओम हड्डियों से को गिनती 300 को 7 की होता है। श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. It said again, the seed, devotees, kukudavas. All right, 2 kudavas. You have 1 ovum in the female, 2 kudavas in the male, right? That's the scrotum area. And the bones work out to be 360. Right? 360. If you want to rectify that, you could ask calendar and check it. And the nadis, devotees, they again very dense. Right? All the different things in the body, 10 million devotees. The bile, 50 palas, which is about 50 ounces. The phlegm, which was the coal that we have in us, 25 of them, ounces, or palas. The water devotees, not again, which devotees is non-stable due to constant change. Because remember, with the water in the body, you have to be drinking, you're urinating, you're passing out, sweating out, this, that. That's why it's constant in the body then. And you see the water itself, devotees, is a Bhagavan Vatsalam. The body itself, devotees, possesses these attributes, right? So the water, devotees, is not again, you put a number to it in this manner then, because it is variable. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, 50 को पल को पीठ को, 25वें को पल को कफ की होता है, श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Here it says devotees. Now, the body of devotees, what passes or possesses these attributes, devotees, is called the Vivavarika. All right, the Vivavarika. And you have all the world's devotees, mountains, continents, and so on are in them. So you have this aspect of it. One is the physical, as I tell you, and one is the higher understanding of it, the spiritual aspect of this body, or the highly philosophical aspect of the body, for which this body is prepared for devotees. And all the worlds are present in this body. You get to understand this. Everything in the whole universe is in you, is in us. That's how powerful this human body. Everything in this universe is in us. All right? And here all the worlds, the mountains, the continents, the oceans, the suns, the planets are in devotees. The Paramatic body, which is what we call the body devotees, that is the spiritual part of it, not the physical, this body. In the same like manner, this body needs food to survive. And that is the food that we eat, the balanced diet and all these kandamul, pal and all these things and so on. So just as the physical body now needs food for survival, so to the spiritual body, which is the Paramatika, it also needs food to sustain it. And what is the food? The spiritual aspect of our life. The spiritual pathway of life, that becomes food for the soul. So the material body needs food to nourish it, but the spiritual soul needs food also to nourish it in this way. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. 7 पर्वत 7 कुद्वार को 7 को सागर सूर्य आदि को 9 ग्रह की होता है. But the only way you're going to understand and see now the difference between the physical body and the spiritual body. Physical body is this flesh and blood and mass and all these things and so on. The spiritual body deals with the soul is when you get your third eye open. You will not be able to see it with these two physical eyes. You can't see it. For the physical eyes can only see within a boundary, and the boundary is materialism. Materialism is Maya. It makes you believe it's real and true, but it's not. Only when you get this third eye open, the sight becomes limitless. And then you begin to see and identify not with this body, but the consciousness that is in it, which is the eternal spark of Vishnu Bhagavan that causes it to stay alive, that comes into it to bring consciousness. Identify with it whilst it's there. But when you say the person has died, it leaves it, but it does not die. And that's Gita philosophy. Krishna Bhagavan says in the Gita, most intelligent is that person, and who has again accumulated wisdom, who could see the difference between the body and the soul. And how you could do that? By getting the third eye open. Where you get the third eye open, the easiest place in Kali Yuga, Binu Satsangh Vivekana Hui, this kind of environment. Satsang is where the third eye will come. At least when you think of it, it's going to open up on you. And the moment that opens, you're no longer seen with these two eyes again, but you start to look with this eye. And you will realize this body needs food, yes. You have to eat good balanced diet and all them things and so on, but the spiritual aspect needs the food too. And what becomes of the food? Per upakar, serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. Right? Always be in the holy environment of Satsangh. Right? Love the pathway of devotion to the feet of God. That becomes the food for the Atma or the soul. But it only be realized when you can see the difference between body and soul. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. Although in this physical body, this spiritual body is there in it. And devotees, to nurture that, what happened, it says here, Hari Om, isi prakar ke Bhagavan Vatsalam. यहाँ में हरिओम पंच चक्र में को होता है. In this pragmatic body, which is spiritual body, there are 6 chakras. Chakras are kundalinis or points of awakening. Right? The lowest one is down by the private, between the private organs, then the inners there, set there. And you have them coming up. And they are located, devotees, they are to be located. The attributes devotees as the egg of Lord Brahma. Okay? The beginning of the, not Brahma, the Brahman. Brahman means the Supreme Spirit Himself. It's only when now you can identify these chakras and start to open them up, then the spiritual elevation will start to take place. This is what this body could do. The body was not built like how a donkey or a horse or a dog or a mule is. Eat, drink, and get up in the morning, go to work. Come home in the evening, eat and sleep. Get up in the morning, go to work. Eat, drink, and sleep. Get up in the... And that's the routine of animals, isn't it? If you are working animals. We are higher than that. Because we are here on a mission, and the mission is to realize that Supreme Master. And we have all equipments inside here which are called, what is explained in here, the chakras or the kundalinis. And the moment you begin to get these chakras open, you have them different. If you look at it, you could go on the internet and get this sort of information now. You're bringing them up, they open them up, devotees. Pranayama is one of the greatest exercises, right? I told you how to learn to concentrate to get the third eye open. You focus in like on a light of deer or a candle, you know, and keep focusing on it without blinking and nothing. You're going to see the aura building up around it. And when this begins to open, watch Lord Shiva, you see the third eye. Imagine that there is a straight horizontal line coming from the forehead and a vertical line coming from the tip of your nose. Where the two meet, there's a perpendicular. And anything you want to visualize, you can visualize it there. Anything, if you get this third eye open. The sight is limitless. These two eyes, only materials you can see. Can't see more than that. So this is the part where we have to nurture this body and care for this body and treat it good. Because if this body is not healthy, you can't deal with the spiritual side. Right? And you get in these chakras open, lifting the life force, lifting them, lifting them, lifting them. You have different parts here and so on. But at least I say we should try to get this one open, which is the third eye. The yogis go higher. They bring it to the highest point in this body, is called the pineal gland, where the churki is. You see here? This is where the highest point of the chakras in the body. And when they bring the life force up here, they are able to do astral traveling. They are able to leave the body there and go and come back when they want. Right? They communicate with the Lord in a state called Maha Samadhi. That's the abstract state, devotees, where they see the Supreme Brahman in the spirit form as Nirgun Brahman. So the basis of it is the chakras. You have to get them open. And you'll start to develop it, and you're going to see it's going to happen. But you can't start today, you want the result tomorrow. No. Abhyas is constant practice, and it's going to come. It will happen. The beautiful thing with Kali Yuga, Shri Ram stresses, you see this environment they call Satsangh. Kali Yuga tell Raja Parikshit, Satsangh, this kind of environment, is a magical environment in Kali Yuga. Be in it as much as you can and whilst you can, when as you can. So the body has two aspects. One is the physical, where we could enjoy the sensuous pleasures of this world and so on, work and make and build and have comforts and all everything. But we have a more important side, which is the spiritual side. And to identify or get a spiritual side awakened is where the chakras will come in, lifting up the life force. So that's why the yogis, they don't get entangled in materialism, because materialism will take it away from you. Now, both have its advantages and disadvantages. Because what we could do in this household, our life here, the yogis can't do it. You understand? You could cook a pot of food and feed 200 people, right? Taking away the hunger from a man. Think about it. You can't do that. So a comparison was made and a decision had to be taken. Which is the better of the two lives to live? As a yogi or a householder? Right? You see, Krishna Bhagavan in Gita, he tells Arjuna, you have to fight, boy, get up and fight. But before he telling Arjuna about Gyan, yoga, right? Gyan, go and meditate. So Arjuna tell him, he said, Lord, you're confusing me. You talk about Gyan, importance of meditation, I tell you, let me forget you, I go home and meditate. Why you want me to fight? And there Krishna Bhagavan had to explain. That permits two pathways of life to live. Is either you want to live out of the material world, then tread the pathway of the yogi. But if you want to live in this world, you have to make up your mind, this is grihasti. You just want to mix it and you'll get in trouble. Again, it's like you're playing on a cricket team. Which team you're playing on? Right? We are householders. We have family. We go to school, get a work, get a job. You have to live in this world. Okay? And this is where we worship Bhagwan, which is easier for us in the Sargun form. The Nirgun form is the abstract form of God, Spirit. The yogis just do that. Now the yogis are human like you and me. But they are able to awaken the spiritual side early. Open up the chakras, lift the life force and so on. We are tied up in materialism. So it's easier for us now to have Bhagavan Vishnu as a murti in front of us. The medium of worship are the murtis to help us. Because again, in the 12th chapter of Gita, Arjuna asked the Lord, out of the two, which is more beneficial to worship? Like the yogis in the spiritual form, the abstract form, or as the householder in the murti form? Which one? Krishna Bhagavan say, none ain't greater than the other. It's the amount of faith, belief, love, devotion, that's Radha you put into it is our count. You understand? So both could take you to one destination, but do I always believe the yogis will all get it? Or if you have to stay, is how you apply yourself. Man, vachan, karam, say, you got to have implicit faith and belief. So here devotees, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan continues, very, very deep is this knowledge, devotees, in this script here. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hari Om. इसी प्रकार को उन्हीं को गुणों को तुम्हारा को कथा हो योगियों की को धारण कर में स्थान के को जिनको को भावना से जीव को हरिओम हरिम विराटे को रूप में को लीन हो को जाता है. He said again, listen here. Listen to which again are the objects of meditation of the yogis. Right? By producing devotees, by pondering upon them, that means contemplating upon them devotees. What happened? They become the enjoyer of the nature devotees of the Vairag system. Now what is the Vairagi? The Vairagi is the person who develops an aversion for materialism. Right? He has control over his senses of perception and the organs of action. A comparison is made. His body is symbolic of a chariot. Okay? The organ of the heart is the throne of the Lord. All right? The five senses of perception, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, and hearing, are like five wild Mustang horses pulling this chariot. Body chariot, right? The horses are pulling it. The mind devotees is the reins. You have on the horses to guide them, to get them to go forward, left, right, stop, whatever, and so on. But the person is the main person here, is the person seated on the buckboard holding the reins in his hand. He could get the horses to go left, right, forward, or stop. If you leave them on their own, what they do? They'll go where they want. The horses will go in different directions. And who is the person on the buckboard sitting in the seat there, controlling it? Krishna Bhagavan. The organ of the heart is the throne of the Lord. Here Bhagavan resides. If you awaken this consciousness, as is mentioned here, the Lord is there in every body, in every aspect of His creation, but He is not revealed all the time. And once you get Him to reveal Himself here, right, He takes up the seat in the heart. And you give Him now the reins, which is the mind, that He will control the sources, which are the five senses of perception. So you will not be doing it on your own. Bhagavan takes control of this entire chariot. And anytime the Lord is with you driving this chariot, it's like Arjuna in the Mahabharata war. Before the war starts, Arjuna did not win the war. You will win any war. Give the Lord the chance, devotees. Bhagavan has been waiting, you know. Right? Just make up that effort, devotees. And that transformation will take place. The same way we use the eyes, the ears, and the mouth, and the feet, and all them things, you'll start to use it differently. You learn to live in this world. We have to live here. We are going to no forest or mosquito to bite you. You have a nice house, a little TV to watch, a little comfortable place, AC and things and so on. All right? There's nothing wrong. The problem is when we acquire it dishonestly and when you stay attached to it. That is mine. That is mine, and you can't do without it then. So you learn to live here, but the material things will bother you. It'll bother you. It could help you now to build good karmas, to uplift yourself. Because the same senses of perception, which were entangled in the web of materialism, that has gone by the third eye opening, and instead of looking with these two eyes, you start to see with the third eye. And you open up here, Bhagavan Krishna takes the seat, and you give him the reins, which is the mind. He will control the horses, and you can start to use the body different. How? Two little eyes to look to God, two little ears to hear His word, two little hands to do His will, two little feet to walk His way, and one little mouth to sing His praise. You know, that's telling you everything right there. That's Valmiki Katha in the Ramayana. Valmiki says, use the gifted power of speech to sing the praises of the Lord. Their hands to help somebody in distress, to offer flowers. Let the feet take this body to holy places of pilgrimage, people in distress, all these things and so on. Right? This is what will benefit us. So you have the physical side of the body and the spiritual side in this manner. But do not just stuck with the physical side. We have to identify with the spiritual side. And here Krishna Bhagavan says in Gita, that person who could see this, know this, and get it done, he would have considered to have possessed the highest excellence of wisdom. That is a wise person. Right? That is a wise person, devotees. Because you'll now begin to realize your true self, who you are. Not this body, but eternal spark. How I come here, not by guess or coincidence, karma, the grace of the Lord. What I'm supposed to do here with this body? Krishna Bhagavan says in chapter 3, do your duty. Whatever portfolio you may hold, do your duty. You can't want to marry, have a wife and 3 children and rock in a hammock whole day. You're crazy. You have to get up and care for the family now. You've made that commitment. You wanted it. You cannot neglect. Duty is important. Duty towards work, towards parents, towards mother and father, you know, so many different aspects of duty. Perform it. And to do duty, you have to be active, energetic, and on the go. And Krishna Bhagavan says, is the easiest way to burn bad karmas and build good ones, especially for spiritual purposes. Right? So we have the privilege, devotees, we can do it. Narayan Bhagavan Avatsi Kevalam Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Now what are the objects of meditation of the yogis, devotees? Bhagavan Avatsalam. They become the enjoyer of the vairagi, as I mentioned. So they are able to control. They will see all the nice things there, and them. Right? All the nice things. You might love food or drink or whatsoever, and you will see it there, and I'm bothering you. Because everything has a reaction to it. It has back a reaction. So by being devotees, fully controlled, and away from the material nature of the world, where all our karmas are born, and which again is the root of trouble and problem, he, the yogi, enjoys the happy state by being a vairagi. He has nothing to worry about. He had to pay no telephone bill, light bill, cable bill, cell phone bill. He had a hustle to go to work. If he get food, he eat. If he get, he eat. Right? If it have, is all right. If it don't have, is all right. Son is born, look at him, big grandfather, them fellas look good and happy. Because they had no worries. No kind of worries. You think about it. Who does have the worries? We who have to feed them and give them food and drink. And always again remember, the more we have in materialism is the more responsibilities for us. Who will take care of them? You have to take care. The sarcastic thing about it is, and we've seen it, people who really, really had a nice love and attachment for material things, which is nice, nothing wrong to an extent, you know, and that person has died and gone. What others do with it after, it really does leave it a wonder. You kill your whole life for it, protecting it, caring for it, this and that, and as soon as you die, get rid of them whole thing. Yeah. Think about it. And when we can understand this, that's why you see, you have to balance the life. Balance it. Not only stuck in materialism, and if you always keep your life on a spiritual pathway, the life will be so much easier. So much easier, devotees. Let me tell you something. You see, when you could begin to practice contentment, really and truly, you know, to be a contented soul is really the root of happiness, you know. Nothing bothering you out there. If the Lord wills it, it will happen. If the Lord wills it, you will stay like that. And you will have no worries, which will bring stress, devotees, which again manifests itself into so many, disorders in this body then. All right? Causing again physical illness and all them things, or a medical terms have different names, and you start to get sick. And when we begin to get sick and you start to go down, you'll go down until you phase out. And check, devotees, if the lowest lifespan is 70 years, how many people making it? That's the least we're talking about, we should live more. And the purpose for which we are here, are we really serving the body in that way? Is it more or less, is it balanced with the spiritual and the material? Is it more on the material to the spiritual? Or more the spiritual to the material? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. And that's why sometimes you need to do introspection. Talk to yourself. I mean, you're going off, you know. Right? You're talking to yourself. Watch at yourself in the mirror and find out where I come from, why I'm doing here, how I reach here, why I'm different to you, what I'm supposed to do here. And you'll see searching. The search will come in you now for higher learning and exposure now for your purpose in life. It will come. So Bhagavan Vishnu bole ki he Garurji Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Shri Bhagavan Vatsalam. This whole body represents the whole universe, you know. He said below this body, right, in the body itself, below the soul and the feet, is the planetary setting called Atal. You have seven below, 7 above. There's an earth, right? And you have 7 above and 7 below. Right? And what are they? Hari Om. Pair ke ko niche ko tal ko lau. Pair ke upar ke Hari Om bitaloka ko. Bital kaloka ko ghar ka me ko. Dahin me ko kane so ko. Kailash me parvat ko vayu me. इसी प्रकार के सूतल हरिओम लोक है जंगा में को महातल में लोक जंगा की को जर है हरिओम तलातल में लोक में गुह में देश में को रसातल लोक हरिओम कमर में को पाताल लोक को हरिओम नाभि में को बाच में को भूलोक में पीत के को भूलोक की हृदय में है श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. So what is saying? Below our feet, right, is called Atal. Above the feet is Vrital. At the knees in this body is Sutal. At the thighs is Mahatal. At the hips is Talatal. Look at it. The secret parts is Rasatal. The loin area is Patal. right? These are declared to be the 7 worlds devotees that is below, which is represented in this body. You see it? From the hips going down, you have the 7 that go down below. And the earth is in the center now, and you have 7 above there. What are these? Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को दैत्य पताल के लोक में को नाभि बीच के भूलोक में को पेट के भूलोक के हृदय में स्वलोक में को गले में को महालोक में को मुह से को जबलों को ललाट के को हरिओम श्री तपलोक में हरिओम ब्रह्मरंध्रम को सत्यलोक में को इस प्रकार को 14 भुवन की होता है. This whole universe is made up of 14 planetary settings divided into 3 main galaxies. We live in the middle one that is called the Milky Way. So you have those above and those below, which are represented in this body. The sole of the feet there is a tal, right? Coming up, devotees, to the hip area here, which devotees is what I tell you there, Bhagavan Vatsalam Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. The patal area here, yes. And declared again the 7 words. At the middle of the navel devotees is Bhulok. What is Bhulok? This earthly plane that we live on. Planet Earth is represented at the middle of the navel in your body. You see how technical this human body is? Everything is in it. Every single thing is in it. In the heart is Swarlok. In the throat is Maharlok. In the mouth, devotees, you have Janalok. In the forehead, devotees, you have Tapalok. And in the Brahmamundra chakra, right, you have again devotees, you have the Brahmarandra, you have the chakra here, which is the highest look in this manner. These are the 14 worlds devotees. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. So this is the highest point here, and below the feet is the lowest point. This is so, look at the kind of knowledge that is given here in the script here. The whole universe is in this human body. That's why the quotation is, Bare Bhagya Manusha Tanu Pava Surudabla Sadagranta Nagava. Of Bhagwan's creation of 8,400,000 species of lives that are divided into 4 categories called Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astravar, lives that are born from wombs, mammals, lives that are born from eggs, that's lives that are sweat-born, microscopic, and otherwise in the plant kingdom. There isn't a body higher than this human. The Devatas, devotees, that's envious of this body. Lower creatures, when they see the human, Kagmusun says, a tear does drop from the eye and the utter prayer, Lord, when will you bless me with this human body? Right? Look at all these things that are mentioned is within this body. Do you know this head does represent Brahma? Lord Shiva represents the chest. Lord Vishnu is down in the feet. Every organ in this body is presided over by divinity. A divinity resides in every hair paw, every gland, every part, every single thing. Paintis, Kota, Devata, they dwell in this body. That's why this human body must not be wasted. The early in life, you can get to understand who you are and what's your purpose here and begin to work to achieving it will be better. The early in life. And that's why we got to gravitate to Satsangh. Because Satsangh is where this knowledge is given. Do you ever believe that this information, what I'm telling you, will be in this Garuda Purana? Just think about it. Look at how much, what the Lord says, how many million hairs on this body, how much on the head, devotees, and all these things and so on. Not only the planetary setting he's talking about here, you know. भगवान वत्सलम हरि भक्ति केवलम हृदय को कमल में को मेरू को पर्वत नीचे का को हरिओम कोने में को हरिओम श्री मंदरा को चल में दहीने को की को कैलाश को पर्वत को वायु कौन कोन के को हिमालय ऊपर भी को लकीर लकीर को पर को निशर को पर्वत पे दाहिने को रेखा के को हरिओम ग्रंथ सदन में पर्वत की वायवे है श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. It says in that there's a triangle, right? Meru is situated in that triangle, the Mandara, and is in the inverted triangle. That means to say the point at top, and you have the triangle, the two other ends with the base coming on there. The Mandara chakra, probably could go up and look at it and see which one is that, right? And how to get that open and so on in this way. That is in there. And devotees, Kailash is in the right of the triangle. Kailash Parvat is on the right of the triangle with the point like this, okay? The point on top. Right, so in the right side of it, Himachal is on the left. Right? You have Nisar is in the upper lines. The Gandhamandara in the lines on the right hand side. The Ramana devotees in the lines on the left hand side. Variko Rekha में को रमन को पर्वत में को सात को कुल पर्वत की हुआ है. The 7 great mountains devotees, they are all present here in this body. Jambu is a place of the bones. Jambu Dvipe, that is in the bones in this body. Shak devotees in the marrow, right? Hari Om, Narayan, the Kush devotees, how you call it, is in the flesh itself. The Kraus devotees again, in the nervous system in this body. The Shal devotees in the skin. All these are, right? You have Govind, Hari Om Narayan, Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को नक में को पुष्कर को द्वीप में को सात द्वीप के को अब को सागर में को कथा को सुनिए की होता है श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. And here it tells you again, Siddhi Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam Pratikarihitam. All the holy rivers, the lakes and all these things, Pushkar, all these things are mentioned here in the hair and on the nails of the body and different parts of the body. All these holy places and so on that are mentioned, they are in this body too. They manifest in this body when this body was, what you call it, produced by the Lord Himself. So it's a marvel. They tell you that man has supernatural powers. Do you know we only use a little part of our lungs when we are breathing? Do you know that our powers, we only use a little bit of it? If we learn how to awaken these powers and harness them and use them, you become a master of yourself. So how do you call mastery of the self? They have secret organizations and so on that try to help you to do these things, right? Deep breathing exercise is one of the healthy living. I told you for Shiratri, if you practice it, you'll be able to chant Om Namah Shivaya in one ingoing breath 108 times if you practice it. If you practice it, you could try it and see, and you'll do it. You'll be expanding the whole diaphragm in your lungs, devotees. And the more oxygen you intake, the more toxins it push out. So it's a healthier body you'll have. Bhagwan Vishnu is telling Garuda devotees, you see this human body, you don't get by guess. And this body is magical, it's supreme. What a man can do with it. We have the power. The yogis are blessed with what you call the siddhas. You know the power the siddhas? You could take any form you want. Right? You could take any form. You could also any size you want. You could appear and disappear at will. You could manifest anything you want, like Hanumanji and so on. These are powers. The yogis just get it. The yogis are human like you and me. But he just decided to go that pathway in life, to get serious and to investigate this body, how it is made up, and what are the potentials of it, not only the physical part. Eat, drink, and marry, have a good time. John Hoi, Ton Hoi, how he hangs, so he swings. No. It's plenty more to it. And if man is able to awaken this consciousness, harness it, and use it, devotees, wisely, he can become the master of himself. And that when the time comes, like the great Visham Pitamaha, right? Visham Pitamaha was the grand master in the Mahabharata war. Now here with him, he knew that in order for him to get moksha, oneness with God, the sun had to be on the northern side. When Arjuna shot him, the sun was on the southern side. He said, Arjuna, I cannot go now. Shoot a bed of arrows for me. And Arjuna shot arrows in the ground. He said, put me on top there. He said, Arjuna, I'm thirsty. I need water. Arjuna shot an arrow in the ground and water sprouted and came to it. You know that form a lake called Banganga? I have visited that lake where that arrow was shot. And when the time came, devotees, that the sun was hitting on the northern direction, then Visham Pitamaha gave up the body. They were masters, grand masters, devotees. And long time you had people, there are people today who are still doing it and so on and things in this way. But materialism does trap you too much. If you don't know how to control materialism, you get trapped, you get devoured, and everything is wasted. That's the importance of Satsangh, where we get the knowledge. Extracting the knowledge, making us become a little more fully aware, harnessing this good opportunity that we have this, and using it for the purpose for which it was built. All right? And to help us achieve the objective for which we are here. Prem se Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai. Very, very great. This Purana is in English. You can also get copies of it or download it. And you'll see this is chapter 15 we are reading right now. We have one more chapter to complete this book. All right? So this is how you are able to get it knowledge. Simiti se, little by little. You can't take too much because you'll forget everything. But little by little, devotees, as the bucket is full in, so too will be able to gain this knowledge and understand. Prem se Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai. So we are thankful for Bhagavan once more for these moments we have had in Satsang. And tonight we want to say thanks very much to our dear devotee Shastri who performed puja. And this is devotees on her certain desires being fulfilled and out of pure love and devotion. And she also did on behalf of her dad who will celebrate his birthday next week, Saturday, I think. So Shastri, God bless you, very ardent devotee of the mandir. She also contributed some prasad, but our meals and prasad this evening has been contributed by Joan and Maraj from, she does that by cooperative. Do you want extra cooperative? Akshine Street and San Grande. We say thanks very, very much to them. Might not see them here, but they always give their full support. So devotees, next week Thursday, next week Friday, our yag will start. So what happens next week Thursday, we will forego satsang because they will want to come to be here, fixing the place, decorating, this, that. There's plenty work to do, right? Because the yag started on Friday. So the 9 nights Ramayana starts on Friday the 14th till the 23rd. Remember that, eh? So next Thursday, we will not have satsang. But you can come out and lend a help to see whatever you have, and you can help and so on. probably speak with management, and they will tell you wherever you can make this contribution. Okay? So even it shows here that after the egg is finished, because during the course of the egg now, Thursday will be occupied with the egg. All right? Now, after the egg is finished, okay, and what will happen there? Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. On the Thursday when we come back, the 27th is full moon katha. So we'll have full moon katha, the Bedi on that night, and that they have Raksha Bandhan and so on. Then even going a little further here, on the other Thursday, which will be the Thursday, the 3rd of September, that night will be Krishna Janam. Is it falling on the Thursday? So we'll be holding with the Garuda Purana for 2 or 3 weeks. And then we return, continuing from where we stopped tonight. So please be reminded. Right? So remember, spread the news of the Yagya from the 14th to the 23rd. And also remember, our Tirat is now organized on the 30th of August. The price is only $75. That is to help with the bus fare and so on. It'll be going to more temples in the central area, back to the Karapo Shiv Mandir, where again doubles will be served free, courtesy sponsors. So we look forward to you coming. It's a nice, beautiful day with devotees, no alcohol, no meat. It's a day of spirituality when you go and visit other mandirs and make up your offerings and pay obeisance and so on. So, it's a lovely, lovely occasion. Then remember, after that, then you'll have the Pitrapaksh will come in from the 27th of September down there. Okay? After that, you have Naratam. And during the Naratam period, Ramlila will start from the 16th of October to the 26th of October. Remember that, eh? Also, we open the school grounds one evening. Anybody wishes to come out and help, you're willing to 2 hours. When anybody is cool, when time it starts to get dark, we're off. Mr. Rishi is now lighting the grounds right now. All structures are up. And it's good to come in and see what is being done, you know. All for the sake of Dharma. Right? So, Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. All right. Anything again? Any announcement? So let us stand, please, at this time, and we will join in Arati, glorifying Bhagavan Vishnu and the Sri Garuda Purana. We ask our devotee who did puja tonight to commence the Arati. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janamantar Kretani Ta Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Parhe Parhe Deepanam. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय कल्याण जय जगदीश हरि स्वामी जय जगदीश हरि भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट चले दूर करे ओ जय जगदीश हरे योध्या में फल पावे और दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे कनिका ओम जय जगदीश हरि मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ किसकी स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरि तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी परमेश्वर
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओ जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूरख कलकामी मूरख कलकामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक गोचर
सबके प्राणपति स्वामी
सबके प्राणपति
किस विधि मिलो दया में
किस विधि मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे
स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे
अपने
हाथ उठाओ
अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार परा तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम
जय जगदीश हरे
जय
जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के
संगत दास जनों के संगत क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय
जगदीश हरे जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि
बोल
जय जय राधा रमन
हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल हरि
बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल जय जय सीताराम
हरि बोल जय जय सीताराम हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि
हरि बोल
बोलो श्री सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम बोलो श्री सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम जय सीताराम
बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम बोलो श्री राधे श्याम
राधे श्याम
ओ
राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम सीताराम जय सीताराम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम सीताराम जय सीताराम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय Again, we humble and prayerful submission. We give thanks to Prabhu for this opportunity that we have had once more in this holy shrine and this environment of Satsangh. As we beg devotees, we give thanks, we beg the Lord's blessings upon us. Hari Om. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadresham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhaubhayharam Sarvalokaikananatam Om Tvameva Mata
Shapita Tvameva
Tvameva Vando
Chayasaka Tvameva
O Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आर्शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम. आपकी आसन लीजिए. Please take your seats. Be reminded after Arti Prasad, meals are prepared. Again, courtesy, Rajan Jo.